Hey there, folks. We're going to talk about the Kimber 2K11. This is the Gucci trim one. As now learned, it has the metal grip, the magwell, kind of the striking finish on it. You guys will see here, I have now mounted an optic on mine. Well, I didn't do it. I kind of farmed that out, if you want me to be honest. But I did put a good one on here. We've got the Ronin Tactics 507 comp, probably my favorite optic for so many reasons. Primarily, I think the dragon on the side, which I just love it. I just love it so much. I have now shot this gun, have test fired it. It functions. Recoil impulse is pretty good, about what I'd expect. It's I would say fast returning. Um, it's I would say it's snappier than you might expect. It's not but it's snappy, it's fast. I haven't shot it enough to know if it's like how well balanced it is, or how the return to zero is, or how perfect it is, or any of that stuff. But I've shot it. It functions. Initial impressions are pretty good. I will say the grip cuts on me a little bit, or is a little bit uncomfortable here. It might be a case of needing the like cloth tape. It might be a case of needing to take a Dremel to the gun to make it more comfortable, relieve it a little bit. But like I said, first impressions are positive. The gun is functioning, and I like the way it reciprocates, at least the little bit that I've shot it. Um, the reaction to the gun is, I would say, very, very mixed. A lot of people are saying, no, 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 it's going to be bad. Kimber bad. Mim parts bad. Uh, that kind of thing. Other guys have the theory Kimber sent me a hand-picked gun. I think we should talk about that for a second, because I mean, obviously I understand the concern. Hey, they hand-picked you a gun and sent it to you. Now, maybe they did. Maybe they did. But looking at the thing, it didn't appear really shot. And before I would even know if the gun is really functional, I would want to shoot it a lot to make sure that it worked. Regardless of what I thought, or what I think about hand picking one, I think it would be difficult to do, to hand pick one that's going to be really good or really reliable without shooting a lot. And I'm skeptical that companies are able to do that. Good example here. Let's talk about staccato. So I ordered a staccato last year, well, a couple of them actually, but the staccato P, specifically that gun came, and you might say, hey, they hand picked it, they got you a really good one, um, and all my indications from the gun was that they didn't do that. Like, for example, the optic was mounted on the gun by staccato, but it wasn't zeroed. Not even close. They didn't slave it to the irons or anything. It wasn't zeroed at all. Another thing, the slide stop on the gun went bad really quickly after getting it. Within just a few thousand rounds, it stopped really functioning. Call them up, like warranty thing, like, hey, the slide stop's not good, blah, blah, blah. Seeing like they're going to send me another one, or like, what's the deal here? The guy checks on a list, like, okay, checks the serial number against their list, and it's a known bad serial number, a bad lot of that part. And like, yep, you're in that. And then they have me send the gun back, and they fit a new slide stop to it. I have a hard time believing, if they gave special attention or substantive special attention to my gun, that would be the case, that would be the condition it came in, and that would be how it went down. I just don't really think that. Maybe they did, but if they gave my gun special attention, it was a complete fail. Now, that doesn't speak much for Kimber, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, I have no reason looking at it to think that it's a hand-picked gun. I just don't know. Another thing to talk about here is, a lot of YouTubers have been talking positively about the gun. It may not be the gun itself. It may be just the fact that Kimber sent them one, and they want to talk nice about it, so that maybe Kimber will send them the next thing. That's a very natural human thing that people often want to do. So maybe that happened. Maybe that's why there's so much positive feedback on the gun. I don't really know. So do I believe they sent me a special one, or a hand picked one, or some kind of deal like that? It's possible. I don't have any specific indication of or anything specific to make me think that. When I look at the gun, I don't believe it's been fired enough that they would even know that it's works really well or anything like that. Maybe they, you know, fitted the trigger special or something like that. I don't know. Again, I don't have a reason to think that at this point. And if they're so bad at building guns, I don't really think they'd be able to handpick one for me that would be super duper good. Um, they without shooting it. I mean, I don't think they'd have that ability. So anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Like I said, I don't have a reason to think that looking at the thing, but I certainly understand people's skepticism about it, and I think that's healthy and good. Okay, let's go through your comments. Like I said, they were really mixed. Okay, rooting for Kimber, comeback story, make Kimber great again. Yeah, everybody likes a comeback story. Everybody likes it. Like, let's be honest. Like, if Kimber was like, it was good, people say, then it was shit, and then it's good again, that'd be a cool story. Kimber daring to send it to Ben is a great move. If the gun sucks, it shows Kimber has balls and gets valuable feedback. If the gun is good, it's good promotion. SIG would never do something like this with the current leadership. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't at all. And you can see that SIG has very tight messaging control, as do most companies. Most companies don't like the way that I talk about their stuff, even if I'm positive. For example, like the staccato people, most of them, I don't think they like me very much. It's just the way it is. Even though I'm overall positive on the guns, I certainly believe that I'm at least a contributory factor for so many people buying them. Not that I'm trying to shill them. I get it. I talk about it. I do this stuff with it. Whatever. And the cards fall where they may. And I think a lot of people look at the whole picture and they're like, yeah, well, sign me up for that. And again, like most companies want to have really tight messaging control. All right. It seems what made Kimber bad is what's making SIG bad. Kimber leadership seems to be going the right direction. I hope it's good. Yeah, I mean, that's what people are saying, and it certainly makes sense why they'd think that. Love a good redemption story. I hope Kimber turned things around. Okay. No matter how you feel about Ben, he is becoming the only gun tuber who doesn't seem bought. Reply there, he already has all the money. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like I have enough money that I don't need to sell out to these guys to get things. Like I don't really care if they send me stuff or not. I appreciate it. Send me a thing and I'll look at it, but it's not going to move the needle for me that much, and I have enough money. I don't really care. All right, you're rolling the dice with Ben checking out your pistol. Yeah, maybe you are. Maybe you are, but I'm not a complete psychopath or a-hole. Like even if this gun ends up like there's some issue with it, it doesn't run really good. But it's like, hey, on net, I like kind of what they're doing here, and there's this and this that I like about it. I think people will hear that and decide if it's good for them. That's what I think. Um, this video is refreshing. A welcome development story. My current bender, binge drinking Sig haterade. Yeah, okay, good. 8,500 rounds deep on one and 3,500 on my other. Zero complaints other than they do not take MBX mags, but that's a minor annoyance. By far the least finicky 2011 I've ever owned, to include some 10K turds. The best way I can describe to people is that it's essentially a Staccato XL with a metal grip, external extractor, and more premium finish. Their toolless guide rod is pretty dope too. Doesn't seize the gun if it were to break like a Dawson. Okay. It doesn't take MBX mags. Oh, it's the tapered magwell deal. The grip is tapered to prevent mags from being over inserted and bending the ejector, locking the gun in reloads. Okay, yeah. Glad you got one of those to test and actually give it a real review. I'm on the fence of getting one with these, but I don't really trust all the gun tubers that are generally paid to say good things and overlook the bad. Yeah, again, I think in the case of these guns, I reckon they sent these out to tons of motherfuckers. And most people are not going to knock stuff that they got for free if it's like relatively high dollar item like this because they want to get the next item. I mean, it's just the way it is. I hope Kimber does well. I'll give them credit for sending it to Ben. It shows some confidence. Yes, I agree. However, anytime a company sends a product to a reviewer or influencer, I always worry they cherry pick an example that doesn't reflect the quality of the average gun. Yeah, I mean, I addressed that. And like I said, I heard that complaint a lot with the staccato stuff. there may be something to it. It's just, again, like from where I sit, like looking the gun over, whatever, it's like they didn't shoot this thing near enough to know. There's no way they did. Okay. Genuinely excited. Kimber sent one to Bennett. Tells me a lot about what Kimber thinks of their product. Time and round count will tell. Yeah. I mean, say what you want. I believe they have something good here, or at least that they're on the right track. Okay. It takes a while to remove the stink of bad management and sometimes can't fully recover, as SIG will discover. Yeah. I mean, I think SIG just put out a bunch of products no one gives a shit about. I personally love a success story and will prove the positive impact of getting rid of bad leaders, even if it takes a while to build good reputation. Anyone from SIG listening? Well, I think they are. Well, I think they're listening, but I don't think they're going to hear you, if that makes sense. I bought the stainless version for $18.50 out the door. So yeah, I was a little confused in the initial video. I'm like, why is that one so much cheaper? It is not a metal grip, plastic grip, and different magwell, different finish. Yeah, I bought the stainless version for $18.50 out the door. I've never had anything but Glock. I just shoot for fun, but wanted a 2011. I was saving for an XC. I'm looking forward to hear a review. I love it and shoot better groups than my striker fired. Can't wait to get this review out. Yeah, I mean, to me, the gun comes at the right time. I kind of like, I'm going to shoot 2011s occasionally anyway, like no matter what. I have 2011 as a platform is in the rotation for me. The reviews are completed on my Staccatos, reviews complete on my Atlases. Well, I'll just throw this in the same holster and use the same magazines and carry on with this. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it came at a great time. I'm excited for this review. Had a Kimber before their Cohen days, and it was fantastic. Stupidly sold it off and regret it. All right, from Trench Grenade here. Kimber makes better guns than SIG. What a weird timeline we are living in. Well, I think people have talked about how they switched management. Another one, I've heard nothing but good things about the 2K11. I'm seriously looking into the polymer grip version. That's the gray stainless one. Okay. They should have sent you that one, seeing you like the polymer grips. Yeah, I do like polymer grips, generally speaking, but the texture on this is nice. I can feel there's some texture to it, but it's not really annoying. Sometimes they go so hard on the metal grips, like the standard Atlas grips, to me, they're way too harsh. It's not an all-day shooter for me. This gun, maybe so. Maybe it is. We'll see. The comeback Kimber. Honestly, I've been impressed with them so far. They feel great in hand, and finishes make them look like they should cost what they do. We'll be very curious to see how the finish holds up with the reps you're putting in. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll see. I mean, in the 2011 space, this gun does not seem, really, it doesn't seem absurd or even priced out of line. You know? Rooting for Kimber. Everyone likes a comeback. You got to know what it's like to lose to be able to win. Yeah. Yeah. I truly appreciate the critical reviews you do on your firearms. No nonsense, no BS. Just here it is. Here's what I think about it. Yeah. I mean, I had Pranka shoot it today. I'm teaching with him in North Carolina. He fired a few rounds through this hoe and he hated it. He's like, fuck this gun. He's like, he didn't like he's like, it's too snappy. Like, it's more snappy than my Glock. Interesting. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Not gonna lie, it actually looks sick. Yeah, it looks cool, I think. I mean, like I said, it's kind of striking. It's a little bit different. Like in the realm of the guns I have, like I'm not sad to put this one next to the other ones because it looks a little bit different. Like it has a fluted barrel, which I'm not sure if that's even a good thing, but I don't have any guns with fluted barrels, so like, well, fuck it, let's give it a try, you know. Hope it's good. I like the fact that it has an external extractor. Yeah, okay. I'm guessing Kimber sent Ben the one their best gunsmith built and tested. Like maybe, but again, I don't see any evidence that they really tested it that hard. Not with live ammo, anyway. Noise not too gaudy. Yeah, I agree. It has fully adjustable target sight, slide cut, save weight, Goldilocks funnel, PVD finish of the slide barrel is probably the biggest cost factor. Yeah, probably. All right. Well, like I said, guys, it's mixed opinions on this thing right now. Um, I think I think many people are interested in how this plays because, again, to me, with this feature set, the gun is very reasonably priced, and it'll interest people, like, what I think of it and all that. I think probably the cheaper version is going to be one that a lot of people look at, like, with even more interest than this one, just because I don't know. There's something psychologically about going from like 1800 to 2700. I think that's what the prices I saw. But in any event, it'll be in my 2011 holster for a while. I'll be shooting it. I'll let other guys shoot it if they want. I mean, I'm on the road for a while now. Um, we'll see how it goes. It'll be with me.